Say hello to your new go-to gluten-free pizza. This chewy, airy crust that's also vegan is the answer to your gluten-free pizza prayers. Hey, it's Kristen from Iowa Girl Eats, where we make easy gluten-free recipes using everyday ingredients. Now today I'm sharing my recipe for gluten-free pizza, and let me tell you, this crust is a game changer. If you're tired of eating flimsy, flat, gluten-free pizza crust, this crust is light, airy, chewy, irresistible, and it's vegan too. Try this recipe once and you will make it every single week. We're gonna start with our crust and our dry ingredients. So to the bowl of an electric mixer, I'm going to add some gluten-free, this is all-purpose gluten-free flour, and that means that it already has a binder like xanthan gum mixed in. And I do have a favorite gluten-free flour blend for this recipe, and I'll share it down below. So we'll just add that to our mixer bowl. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt and baking powder, which will help give us a nice airy, chewy crust. A little bit of sugar. And 1 packet of quick rise instant yeast. And then we'll just fit the mixer with the paddle attachment and give it a mix. I'm just gonna give this a mix on the lowest setting, and if you're using a bowl with a hand mixer, just use a whisk to stir everything together, otherwise you're gonna have flour on the ceiling. Next, we're gonna add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, and we're gonna start with water, but we need to heat the water up first to about 110 degrees. It'll take about 45 to 55 seconds in the microwave. Pour the heated water directly into the flour mixture. No need to stream or anything, it's all going right into the bowl. And then we'll lower the head again and give it a mix. After the water is all mixed in, I let the dough sit and rest for about 1 minute just to let the flour have time to hydrate and really absorb that water. And then we're gonna add extra virgin olive oil. So we'll just stream that right in. And then when I start the mixer after this, I'm gonna start it on low just to make sure the oil doesn't kind of slosh out everywhere. And then as it becomes incorporated, you can turn the speed up to medium and let that mix for 1 minute. Our pizza dough mixture is nice and thick and whippy, so I'm gonna take the bowl off the stand and just use a spatula to give everything a really big stir to make sure all the ingredients are well combined. We're gonna cover the bowl of dough with just a tea towel and set it somewhere warm to rise for 30 to 40 minutes or until it's nice and puffy. I like to use my oven's bread proofing setting. We're gonna add our risen dough to a piece of nonstick sprayed parchment paper. And you can see how nice and fluffy and puffy this is. And if you haven't made gluten-free dough or pizza dough before, you might be a little surprised to see that it's sticky and not so stretchy like regular pizza dough, but trust the process, it'll work. I do want to show you that I love using these pre-cut sheets of parchment paper. It just makes lining your rimmed baking sheet super easy. All right, so we've got our dough and we're gonna give it a good spray with nonstick spray, and then I'm gonna get my hands too. Then we're gonna use our fingers to press out the dough. Like I said, this is a little bit different than regular pizza dough, right? It's not stretchy, we are pressing it, but it's all going to work out. We love this pizza crust not only because it's gluten-free, but my daughter has egg and dairy allergies. And so the fact that it's vegan means that all 5 of us can all eat the same pizza at once without having to make a dairy-free or vegan one for her and a gluten-free one for me and a regular one for my sons and my husband. So we can all eat this pizza together, which makes it really special to us. I pressed the dough out to the edges of the baking sheet. Now we're gonna bake this at 425 degrees for 13 to 15 minutes or until it's nice and evenly browned on top. Our pizza crust is nice and golden brown, and actually you do wanna make sure it's a little bit past golden brown because it's not going to cook too much more after this. We're gonna start with our pizza sauce. So, this is a gluten-free pizza, so please do ensure that your pizza sauce is gluten-free. And you can use pizza sauce or marinara sauce, whatever you have in the pantry. And I think with pizza sauce, you kind of measure that with your heart. So add as little or as much as you like, and then just spread it into an even layer over the crust. Now we'll add our shredded cheese, and I like to use what's called a pizza blend cheese. So look for that at the grocery store. And it's a mix of different cheeses, and I feel like it has such great stretch and meltability, so look for that over just plain mozzarella. That said, if all you can find is shredded mozzarella, that is totally fine. Then grab your favorite toppings. I'm gonna start with pepperoni and a few black olives. We're gonna put the pizza back into the oven until the cheese melts and the toppings are hot. I like to slice this pizza into squares. So we've already got a rectangle here. Can't wait to show you the inside of this crust. Look at how light and airy that is. I have to take a taste because this pizza is just too irresistible. So light, so chewy and springy. It is going to blow your mind. I can't wait for you to try this.